MusicIAmTv.
Um, who is DMD?
Outside of being the devastating Mike Demander, DMD is a very religious, uh, family orientated, don't like to hang out and go out in the clubs, don't listen to rap music artist. You know, I'm real family orientated. You know what I'm saying? So I really just dwell with my family and
Keep yourself humble.
yeah, I'm very religious.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was a part of the main reason why I stepped away from the rap industry in the 90s.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about that too. Why did you
hmm
like not leave hip hop, but why did you take like a far distance away from
Well,
hip hop back
I
then?
stepped away from it because, like I mentioned prior to us recording, that if you're not grounded in this game, from going out touring and doing so many tours, uh, you'll lose focus
Hmm.
of reality a lot of times. And that's why you find a lot of dudes getting caught up in, you see some dudes in dresses, they end up in dresses and all type of stuff, claiming they rappers and this type of stuff because they're not grounded. So
Hmm.
I saw so much stuff happening, man, and so I needed to step away and get myself grounded. So I started studying religion and things like that. And once I came across the religion, which is Islam, that really took me to another level. I wanted to know more about it, so ended up in Islamic University, and I really studied the religion and traveled around the world
Yeah.
and things like that. And so that kind of gave me a insight. So when I get back into this game,
Yeah.
I can be more focused in what I need to do and what I
You
don't
can
need to
maneuver a
do.
little better.
Yeah. Because sometimes you can in this game, if you don't really know, somebody could come and convince you that the sky is falling.
Hmm.
And so if you don't understand that the sky ain't falling, you'll believe it. Especially if the price is right.
Hmm.
So I had to get grounded like that, man. So I stepped away, and it was a real serious thing that I did because at that time, poetry in motion was kind of hot.
That's the PNM.
PNM, it's
Hmm.
poetry in motion. Poetry in motion was kind of hot as a group, and and then I was doing my own solo stuff too, and I was touring with Too Short and all those kind of
Yeah.
people. So I was, and then like Jurassic 5 is a hip hop group that's out right now.
Yeah, I heard of them. I heard of them.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we was kind of like together
Yeah.
at that time, and
Yeah.
they was originally called the Rebels of Rhythm, and then they ended up doing a song with another group, and Interscope liked that song and told them the only way we gonna sign y'all if y'all become a group.
Mm.
So that's how they became Jurassic 5. So we was kind of doing a whole bunch of stuff, and so at that point I just stepped away
Yeah.
and started doing other things, and those things that we just
Yeah.
mentioned to
Yeah.
try to get my life together and get focused on some things.
When did you get back into it?
2012.
What made you get back
Well,
into it?
man, it's a trip, man, because I would be always in the house rapping, walking around the house rapping all the time. I'm
But it's in
always,
you.
yeah, because it's in me, to write songs.
Hmm.
And I never stopped writing
Hmm.
because all that's in me from an adolescent, what I'm saying,
You're an
to write
artist
songs.
too.
Yeah, so I'm always doing it. So, my wife said, you need to really get back into this and start doing it. I
Hmm.
got a uncle that got a studio. You should go over there and just holler at him.
Mm.
So I said, all right, I'll go holler at him and see what happened. here I
And
am.
there you are. Since 2014, you came out with the No Competition.
So in 2012, I did an EP that's actually on iTunes called Demand and Respect.
Okay.
That was the first EP I did as a comeback EP, just to kind of get myself, you know, back on track. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like a workout. Like
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then
yeah, but you never leave. It's like it's always in you.
Yeah, no doubt. And so after that, then I did the album Shade of Grey. I realized at that point, once I did the EP, I realized that I had to have my own everything. So I started my own studio.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. You are a producer too.
Yeah, well,
how long
I do
you been doing
production.
that?
I don't do too much production.
But your own production.
Yeah.
How long you been doing that?
I got producers that do my stuff for me.
Yeah. But how long you been doing it? Like just trying to get into it?
I've been doing it production maybe since 2012. I done it before then in the 90s.
Yeah.
Because the album that I did in 93, I did an album in 93 called Stand Down in South Central that was produced by Arabian Prince from NWA. And so on that album, he and I both did the production on that album. So I was doing production in the 90s.
Yeah.
But that was when you had to have the MPC 60 and the 808 and the keyboard, and you had to have the 16 track board.
Yeah.
You know, so in 2012 when I got back into it,
yeah,
and a guy said, "Come on to the studio, man. We're gonna do something." When I got there, it was just a computer in the booth. So I said, "This is the studio." I like, "Where's the keyboards and the drum machines?" And he's like, "Oh, that's on here."
And technology was different.
Game. So it was a whole nother game for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had to really kind of like prepare myself for a whole nother way of looking at things.
A whole different.
Yeah, because the ball game was all different. Because back then I had the VIP record stores all over the place. You know, from the West Coast. Because we in LA, you know, you got VIP record stores everywhere. You know, you can hook up your CD or your cassette. Well, it wasn't no CDs back then, so you could hook up your cassette and take it to the VIP and then put it in there and sell it. You know, so it was a whole different game. Even in that time, the major radio stations had New Music Day. You know what I'm saying? Where you could go to the major radio stations with your new music, and you know they let you bring it in and they'll play it, and as long as you had an avenue for it to be sold. If people liked it, they would track it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So they had things like that in the 80s and 90s that I don't see no more.
Now,
radio stations. Now it's just if you ain't got 3,000, don't even look our way. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it's those things you had to help the artists out back then.
Yeah.
You know, even though they got things to help the artists out now, like Facebook.
Yeah.
They got
Twitter,
online.
They got a bunch of stuff.
Online.
The social network.
Radio stations.
The social network.
You know what I'm saying?
Itself.
These internet radio stations really, man, is doing a lot. And the major radio stations now are looking at the internet radio stations to see what they doing, because they got the major audience now, man. You know, so those are some things that.
It was different when you started back in 2012.
Right. Oh yeah, so I had to revamp and relook at everything, and I was like, man, this.
It was like recuperating back again.
but it was so easy.
Yeah.
The game is so easy. You know what I'm saying? And I look at people that never experienced that 90s experience, and they look at the game now and they feel like the game is hard. It's hard for me to get my mixtape. It's hard for me to do this. It's hard for me to say, man, what are you talking about, man? This thing is easy now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you feel good now that you still are in the music business and you got yourself back into it now?
Yeah, man. You know, it feels good, man. You know, I find myself really, really feeling appreciated also by the love that I get from the people from the West Coast and from the East Coast, you know, especially from the East Coast, you know, because me being a West Coast artist, you know, and back in the 80s and the 90s, it was like a lot of beef between East Coast and West Coast, you know what I'm saying? And that was something that I, as an artist, didn't really fall into.
Yeah.
Because I grew up listening to Dana Dane and Fat
All
Boys,
the East Coast,
Run DMC,
East Coast.
and you know, Rakim and KRS-One. Even though I still
so you
had
wasn't feeding into that,
right? You know, you couldn't feed into it if you was in love with hip hop. You know, if you was just in love with rap, then you could feed into it. You know, I'm a West Coast nigga till I die.
Yeah.
But if you into hip hop, then you got to love it all, no matter where it come from. Man, I got some dudes from Germany. One of the songs on my EP is produced by DJ Gunro from Germany, and when they rap, it's straight hip hop, and I can't understand a word they saying, and it's banging. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand a word they saying. They speak it in German. You know, he might say a couple of English words here and there. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it's in German. You know, but
it's music.
It's hip hop. You can still nod your head to it and bounce to it, and if he raises his hand, you're gonna raise your hand with him. You know, because it's that relationship. The culture is there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, that's something that that no matter what, man, it can't be lost. You know.
That's what's up. You've done shows before, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've done shows in the 90s and stuff, and these years too, kind of like 2012, 2013 and stuff like that. I know you've done a couple shows. Do you love to do shows?
You know, I love to perform once I hit the stage. A day before the show, an hour before the show, I wish the show didn't exist. It's always been like that, you know, because of the nerves that you have. I've always been nervous before I hit the stage, no matter whether it was in the 90s or tomorrow's show. Even if there was a tomorrow show, the show that I'm having on the 6th, I'm always nervous before I hit the show because
but you know you're gonna rock out.
I know I'm gonna rock out. I know that once I hit that stage, I'm gonna turn into something else. You know what I'm saying? But just the anxiety of waiting to turn into that person, rush. You know, it sometimes is a situation, man. You know, but I love to perform, man. You know, I love to get on stage and rock the crowd, man. You know, and I love when the crowd appreciate what we doing. You know what I'm saying? I love when the crowd appreciate what we doing. You know. Once people that are in a locality away from the locality that you're in start appreciating you, then that's when people in your locality want to cling on to you. No, he from here. He with us. This is our dude.
Yeah.
You know, but before they start liking you, that's DMD.
That's such and such.
That's DMD.
You're just anybody. But to somebody else, you somebody.
Once the people start clinging on to you, what? That's DMD, my nigga. Come on,
you somebody. You somebody. You know before you was nobody, anybody. You know, now, you somebody.
You know, so that's the one thing that I advise artists to.
I was gonna say you appreciate your fans
to look out for. You know, is that, and don't let that be an adrenaline. Don't let that be something that depresses you in this game. Yeah. That your local people don't feel you like you expect to, because what you got to do is get out of your locale and let the people out of your locality start appreciating you. Then you'll see the appreciation come from the people.
Do you appreciate people that appreciate you?
Oh, no doubt. Because without them, it wouldn't be no me. You know, without the fans, there is no artist. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely got to appreciate your fans. You know, and do what you and as an artist, do your best to give them quality material. You know. Right. Do your best as an artist to give them quality material, and that shows your appreciation for them. Yes. You know.
I really want to take this time right here to thank you, DMD, for coming through for MusicIAmTv. I want you to let the fans, let everybody in the world know where they can find you at on the social network.
Well, you can reach out to me at on DMD PNM on Facebook. You can go to my website at www.dmdfrompnm.net and check me out. I don't do Twitter, so you know, Facebook is about as social as I get. You know, so you can definitely go there and check me out. I got an Instagram, DMDPNM Instagram, that I'm never on. But you know, you can reach me at my Facebook anytime.
Any shout outs?
I definitely want to shout out my man Leaf Bucks, who does the mix. He does all the mixing for my music. DJ Les, Ian Ballerino, DJ Gunro. You know, these are the producers who did the production on my album. My man Zone from Unique Music. You know, all the people from the West Coast to the East Coast, North Philly, South Philly, Uptown, West Philly, you know what I'm saying, South Central, Compton, Inglewood, Watts, all of y'all, Long Beach, West Coast. Peace out, y'all.